Hello and welcome to one of our new episodes with African Lion podcast. Today we have a very special guest, to me especially, and I think to everyone, Gustavo Firming. How are you, Gustavo?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
How would you like me to introduce you? Would you like to introduce yourself, like as the vice president of PFL or like the leg locker guy? What is that?
Yeah, after the past weekend, I think here in Bali they know me more about the leg lock guy
For
because
sure.
that's the only thing I was going after in my match.
You know what is the funny part? I was talking with Nauros, yeah, and
Mhm.
Nauros tell me like once he was here for a long time, prepping for all the PFL till he from the beginning till the end,
Mhm.
and he told me like I submitted everyone and no one submit me. The only one who submit me was Gustavo. Gustavo is the only one who could submit me.
Yeah, Naraz has is impressive. His jiu-jitsu is really high level. And
Impressive.
obviously he's much smaller than me,
Sure.
but man, it was a good role with him. And but the thing is, he's an MMA guy,
Yeah.
so he's looking for top
All the
pressures. He
time.
has a style thinking about MMA,
Sure.
and my style that obviously I'm aware that what I'm doing in MMA potentially I would get punched in the face. I wouldn't do exactly the same thing, but
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
Since you're doing only grappling, yes, I think I had some success against him. But it was a tough role. Like Naraz is amazing. Obviously, he became champion
Yeah.
with a beautiful guillotine choke. So yeah, his
Yes.
grappling is really high level.
I think it's super high level and very underestimated because like he was helping me before my last fight, and I was like one time we were like he comes to Solomon's, yeah, and then like he prep with Solomon and then he liked to have his dinner there. And one time like last week I needed some help with some like grappling stuff. I told him, can you help me with some stuff? And then man, I was impressed.
Yeah,
I was impressed. He has so a lot of details, very good techniques. Like now actually my wrestling, especially my defense wrestling, is really good. But he could like add me a lot of techniques and stuff that for me was like really really good.
yeah. It's just so much experience. For
It's
how
true.
long has he's been fighting for 20 years? I don't even know how long,
A
but
long.
for a
He was
long
in Desert
time.
Desert Force, like
Desert Force. He was a champion in Desert Force, bantamweight champion, right? Then flyweight champion in UAU Warriors,
wow.
and now PFL MENA bantamweight champion. So yeah, I mean he's a legend in Arab
I
MMA.
think so. Would
And
you rate him as the goat?
I don't know if the GOAT, but he's part of that conversation,
Yeah,
right? Him, Jarrah,
Jarrah for sure.
both from
Yeah.
from Jordan. I mean, all these guys, man, they've been fighting for a long time. Omar Dafrawi, he's been fighting for a long time, and now he
Yes.
became champion. So all these guys, they are, I think, inspiration
Fakhreddin
of
definitely. Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
Fakhreddin.
Yeah.
He might be the GOAT if you
Yeah.
think about
Yes.
everything he's done, and the amount of now they are the source of inspiration for the next generations, right?
Sure. Sure.
So yeah, really impressive.
For me personally now, one of the things I really look at is like the opponents that these guys had. So you look, for example, at Fakhreddin, he didn't have easy fights. He had
No,
always tough fights, winning tough fights, winning when he was like the underdog. And that's what for me, somebody like I can as a fighter look up to and I say, wow, this guy is an inspiration. I cannot many people have a very high record, but then when I look at the opponents, I was like, okay, I'm not so impressed.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I look exactly the same way, and,
Yeah,
and there is all this discussion about GOAT in MMA,
sure.
and for me, it's George St. Pierre
Okay.
because he has two losses in his record,
Yeah,
but he came back and he had a rematch and he
sure.
beat his opponents.
Yeah,
So like there is something about that story that we're able to
100%.
to fall and come back stronger, and he was lucky to get the rematches and beat them. So in my opinion, he's even if you think about John Jones, I would say George St. Pierre. I think his story is really remarkable.
And that's come to a very important point because I think at the end of the day, what many of us as fighters we forget that we are entertainers, so we need to be as storytellers.
Yeah.
So for example, look at Omar Dafrawi. Omar Dafrawi, what makes like what happened is the story. Like he's
Yeah.
coming from losses, then losing the last fight with Accra, and then winning him at the end, and going to this. Like this is the inspiration. So like people who are even not into MMA can relate to the story, and say, you know what, I'm inspired by that person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Omar is one of the most beautiful stories in MMA, period.
in the globally.
Globally, in
Globally,
the
I think
whole
for
sport.
me, I think I don't have a better story to say. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's a really beautiful
It's
story.
it's it's like
Yeah,
a movie.
yeah, it's a movie. It's true.
It's a movie. Like
Yeah,
if you think I mean, I repeated that so many times, but four fight losing streak, rebuilt himself in Bali, started, winning. Then he had an incredible win in UAE waters against Abdullah Bushiri, who is
Yes.
high level.
Yeah.
Then he jumps into PFL MENA. On the way to the title, he beat the well known to be the best
Sure.
fighter in the Middle East, Jarrah.
Sure.
And then in the final boss was the last guy to beat him. How, like, this story
Yes.
is like, it's like a movie.
It is a movie
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
It's true, it's true. And I was lucky to witness it. Like I was there from the beginning to the end,
yeah,
and we witnessed it. I was like, wow, the
yeah,
guy made me live a movie, which
yeah.
was really cool.
And Alacra himself this year, as like a fighters, especially, he's very young. I
Yeah,
think he's 25.
yeah,
So that was his first loss.
uh,
And all his fights, he completely dominated. He never had any trouble
yeah,
in any of his fights.
yeah,
So the first time he has trouble, he got knocked out.
yeah,
And then we need to, at those moments, you're going to see what are they made of. And he came
yeah,
back even stronger. Three crazy, like impressive wins in PFL MENA in this year season, right? So won the first fight. Then on the second, he had that, I think the fastest KO in PFL
yeah,
MENA history
yeah,
against Ayman Galal.
yes,
So that sleek
yeah,
oblique kick.
yes,
And then on the final, he beat former UAE Waters champion
yeah,
Badr
yeah,
Indiani, who is very high level as
for
well.
sure.
So his story as well, because of the setback and the way he came back,
Yeah.
it's very impressive. So
But you don't think he's like a little bit like promoting himself as a villain a little bit? Like he's angry, he's fighting with everyone, he's like he want to get his revenge. Like as a story,
you
let's
know,
really honest. I'm not being biased now.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
just looking from outside. I think he's being angry a little bit. Like me as a fan now, and not as a fighter. I'm looking at it like,
Mhm.
okay, brother, you need to,
I think he's very emotional.
emotional. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
I don't know if it's all an act or something, but
Yes.
he's very emotional. Did you see like his reaction after his win against Ayman Galal? He came up to me.
Yeah.
And then, I was like, what is it he
Well,
gonna
what
say?
was
And
it?
he came very serious. Give me Omar, like pointing at me. Like, but it's like you said, MMA, obviously, we love this sport. We
Yeah.
are addicted. We practice,
Yeah.
we love martial arts.
Yeah.
But for the general, audience, it's just two guys
For
fighting in a
sure.
cage. There needs to be a story. You need to either identify with the story
Sure.
of the fighter or look up to him. There are so
Sure.
many things that
Sure.
may call the attention of the audience, right? So these things are important. So the stories, that's what keep even me
Yeah. Everyone.
interested.
100%.
And I also take that into consideration when I'm building the roster and the brackets,
Yeah.
like some potential rematches in a semifinal. I'm always I like to say, and the way we do as a team is we are not only putting fights for everything. There is a purpose on the fight card.
100%.
Each of the fights,
100%.
like the amateurs that we're building that
Yeah.
are opening new markets,
For sure.
like Hatan Al Saif.
Yeah.
She's the most famous female athlete in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Imagine the amount of I imagine the amount of girls that are at the gym and they want to be like her.
Yeah.
I receive messages of girls training amateur Muay Thai. I want to be like Hatan. I want to fight MMA, and they are like 15,
She's
16 years old.
inspiring a lot.
She's
Like,
inspiring.
yeah, yeah.
So there are so many things happening. So when we are building the fight card and we are thinking about a bunch of, it's not only about great fights. Yes, that's important, but there are so many other things to make sure that it's an interesting product for the fans, right?
And that's like come up to an important thing. Like, because as fighter, we have a lot of things to work on. So basically, like, especially MMA,
Mhm.
like we work on striking, then we work on grappling, strength and conditioning, and we are always lost. But it seems there's something more important to work on, which is basically your brand. Like, so for you now, like from another picture, like tell us like what you want to look at when you, for example, you are choosing a fighter. Are you only choosing fighters that are good technically, or it's a little bit bigger picture that we are not aware of?
There are different. It depends. There are different scenarios. Like if
Sure.
I'm looking, at the roster for the tournament, obviously the skills,
Yeah.
it's the most important. They need to be ready. I cannot have mismatches.
Sure.
So the
Sure.
either needs to be very accomplished fighters, or I watch all his fights, how technical they are, his previous opponents. If he's a prospect, maybe 2, 3-0. We had a couple of guys, especially last year. that they were sort of at the beginning of their career, like Abdel Rahman Al Hayazat.
Yeah.
But I saw how great he did. He made it to the final
Yeah.
from Jordan.
Yeah.
So the technical part obviously is the most important, but I always look at their social media,
Sure.
see how they, do they know how to promote themselves? Do they,
Yeah.
because it's a partnership at the end.
For
Like
sure.
they need to, we are promoting, then they need to promote PFL and
Definitely.
what they're doing as well. So, um, are they, going crazy, saying some crazy stuff on social media? So I
Sure.
always look at the Instagram, and also through the Instagram, especially, I mean, if it's a fighter that has been fighting UA Warriors or in the
Yeah.
regional scene, MEFC, etc., for a long
Yeah.
time, I know them.
Yeah.
But if somebody new that, manager sent to me and then, okay, I was not aware of this guy, then I go to their social media, I see their training footage.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I try to see how dedicated they are.
Sure.
Like, does he deserve a chance?
Sure.
It has, how constant.
Yeah.
So it's very important. The personal brand, it's definitely very
So
important.
so basically like the social media is becoming the CV now for a fighter.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
So when like when people send me profile of fighters and they
Yeah.
sent me only like the topology,
Yeah.
like I hate that.
Yeah. For sure.
No, I said, look, send me full information, like the topology, but also the Instagram, like age if it's not on topology,
Yeah.
and something about the background.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are so many interesting things, like okay, this guy was part of the, I'm just making it
Yeah.
up,
Sure.
part of the SWAT team
Yeah.
in their
Wow.
country.
Interesting.
That's a fucking
Yeah.
interesting story. Like Benoit Saint-Denis from UFC, just to
Yeah.
give an
Yeah.
example that
Yeah.
most people are
Sure.
aware of.
Sure. Sure.
He was part of the special forces of France,
Yeah.
and then he became a fighter. So you can imagine his mindset to fighting. That's
Yeah.
unbreakable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything interesting. So tell a little bit of his story. Why is he doing MMA, or just whatever it is? There is no format, but tell me, why is this fighter interesting?
Sure.
So I tell that to the managers. Don't send me only the topology.
Yeah.
I can go to a topology, list all the fighters that fought for UA Warriors or MEFC or all the other promotions, Kadia in Egypt.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I want, since a manager is approaching me, give me more information about him. Why
Sure.
why is he interesting?
Sure.
So like Ahmed El Sisi,
Yeah.
such a badass.
Yeah.
He's not even a full-time fighter.
Yeah.
He's an engineer for
Yeah.
oil and gas company.
Wow.
Super smart guy.
I don't know that really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Wow.
doing other job. Very
Yes.
smart guy.
Yes.
And on the, like before, I think he wakes up at 6 a.m., has his first training, then after work, like
Wow.
it's a very smart individual who
Yes.
also fights. So all these things, like
Yeah.
Sohail Tairi, he's a professor, he's a PhD in mathematics and a professor at the university.
Really.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all these things are interesting,
Yes.
and that
Yes.
captivates the fans as well. Wow, that's uh, cool to see.
And you guys highlight that to in their like trailer or whatever.
Yeah, in our promotional
Yeah.
material, yeah, we
Sure.
we highlight that. When I'm writing, I put together like a PowerPoint for each event,
Yeah.
uh, with the fight card, but describing the matchups,
Yeah.
some career highlights,
Yeah.
but also some personal information about the fighters,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
storylines.
Yeah.
So we put that together to send to the social media team, PR,
Sure.
marketing, so they know how to promote the fights.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very, that's the part of the job that I like the most,
Yeah.
when I'm building that PowerPoint,
Yeah.
because then I'm going into details of each fighter, like, and start visualizing the story that brought him to that moment, and kind of reading everything that he did before or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
And I think actually like you know us as fighter as well, I think we should elaborate in this more. Like you really need to think, go through like like go through why I'm fighting, what happened, who I am, what I'm coming from, and all of this even motivate you, itself. So sometimes when you see it in a video, like the promotion, like force you to do it. And they
Hmm,
have to,
hmm.
they ask you question,
Yeah, yeah,
and then you say, "Oh wow, I'm proud of myself. I wasn't, but now I'm proud of myself."
yeah, yeah.
So, which like you said about CC, you said about sorry, what was the other one?
Sisi Sohail Tairi,
Sohail Taiti, yes.
Algerian, French Algerian.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a PhD in mathematics. He's a very smart guy and a killer on the cage.
Wow.
Didn't do well, unfortunately, this
Yeah.
year. But yeah, I mean, he had the craziest fight of last year against
Yeah.
Mohsen.
Okay.
Such a war, and he he was 1 second from beating Morrison last year on the semifinal.
Yeah.
In the second round, like he had Morrison against the cage and he was beating him up, and then Morrison got saved by the bell.
Yes.
And then Sohail thought he had won, but actually the ref stopped because because of the bell. The round was over.
Yes.
Then Morrison came. Somehow he got some energy back and was able to win the third round.
He's a dog, yes.
Bro, that fight was.
Yeah.
I was watching the kid. I was holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a dog. Yeah. I love the Arab fighters. They are sometimes obviously they have the infrastructure to come to Bali or Thailand or elsewhere to have camps, but others, like you see that it's all like heart and they improvise and they do with what they have, but they don't have that much infrastructure, but they have like a really warrior spirit.
Warrior spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's for sure. But again, talking about the mathematics PhD, like many people are not aware how important is your IQ in the game. Like people are not aware how smart fighters are and how wise they are actually. Like even, so many fighters, like when you talk to them outside, like these guys are impressive. And when inside of the cage, you see some fighters, like you say, when you are more into the details, you say like, this guy is really smart, you know? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about what makes a champion, it's very easy when everything is going right for you. But I think the best fighters in history are the ones that know how to adjust during the fight. They start to lose a round, and then they, maybe their game plan is not working, but they need to change things up. So many examples, but let me think about one here. Henry Cejudo was fighting. Who was he fighting that he was getting beat up in the first round, and then on the second he changed his game plan. He came forward and then he knocked the opponent out because the wrestling was not working. I forgot the name, who he was fighting now, but that was impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, just to bring up his name again, Omar Dafraoui, he was fighting the Italian guy, the semifinalist of PFL Europe.
Yes.
And normally, lately he's been winning with strikes, and he was taken down, and he submitted the jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yes,
so he was able to
adjust.
Adjust.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's one of the most important skills. So again, it's the fight IQ, right?
Yeah.
John Jones against Gustafsson, his first fight.
Exactly.
He was able to adjust. So yeah, that's definitely one of the most important things. And you can see that fighters that have good fight IQ, you see outside the cage as well, the interviews, how thoughtful they are, and the way they build their personal brand. Look at you, you're a fighter, you're good with creating content, you're here doing the podcast. So you see these guys, they're basically successful in everything they do because they do everything with, they're using not only emotion and hard work, but they're also being thoughtful and using their intelligence to plan everything they do, right?
If I can share, I think since I started like learning fighting and going into that game, I think I have grew up in my personal life a lot, because if you want to win, you don't want to become a loser, If you want to win, you will really have to dig deep everywhere. So it's like when you're gonna fight somebody and you see like both of you are like having more or less the same abilities. Now you need to do something to win, like something mentally, emotionally, this and that. So you keep on working, And for example, as I said, like Omar, we've been working like Omar. Like I witnessed when he was working. He doesn't only work in the gym. He do a lot of stuff. Like he changed a lot. Like do a lot of stuff like silence in working in his mental toughness in all of those things because like. All it takes is just like now in the grappling competition, I won one guy, and after I won, I went to him. I said, "Bro, if you push 10 seconds more, you will have won."
Oh, really?
Really? I told him that. Like I just saw in the guy in 10 seconds. Like I saw him, he's giving up. Yeah. If he pushed it 10 seconds, maybe I would be the one giving up. But I have built this through training, through this, through that. Like okay, no, I'm not gonna give up. So I think with many fighters, it's like a natural growth that happened to you.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, in this tournament, on my first fight against your team, by the way, when I lost against Alex, I was just so frustrated that I was not getting my leg lock. He's so athletic.
Yes.
I mean, he's so good right now.
Yes.
And then at some point, in the middle of the match, I kind of gave up. I just said,
Yes.
bro, I don't know what to
Yes.
do. You know,
Yes.
like mentally, I
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
quit. And then on my second match, then I meet one leg lock attack didn't work. I mean, he escaped really well, and I didn't do my adjustments. My second one, it was not a clean entry.
Yeah.
I messed up in the
Yeah.
beginning. Then when I got the saddle, it was not a clean entry.
Yes.
I was just desperate.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
My team was screaming.
Yes.
50 second, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I went, I
Yeah.
didn't do it properly,
Yeah.
you know. Then at some point he was stacking me. And then in my mind I said, fuck, I will not catch him. But then I think switch, I have to give it all.
Yes.
So then I did
Yeah.
that shoulder roll, and then I
Yeah.
reconnected the saddle.
Yeah.
But in my mind at that time I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, yes,
like
I get
I
you.
didn't get it.
100%.
Yeah, but then I was able to push, and then
So now share with me, for example, like after this competition, when you sit down with yourself, like what would you said I should have done better?
so many things.
You see, this is what I mean.
So many things.
So that's what I mean. That's what competing put you in.
Yeah.
When you compete is like all the time you're gonna be. I want to hear those things, but I'm just
Yeah.
now proving it to you. Like you just competed 2 days ago, and now you will be frustrated for the next 2 months. You know, I'm being honest.
Until the next competition.
Really, it's like that.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
gonna think about, okay, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have give up. So you're gonna be like doing crazy shit, you know, like you're being on the
Yeah.
sauna and you say, you know what, I want to give up. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna stay more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one of the things I learned, I need to be in a better diet. I need to
see?
start ordering from
Yeah.
Solimas. Because you guys look jacked. But no, yeah, technically,
Yeah.
so many things. Like, because one thing is to do at the gym, but at the gym, sometimes
you are comfortable.
you're comfortable,
Yeah.
and then, oh, the guy passed my guard, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I lost this round. Okay, I come back on the next one. Competition, you need to be intense, and you need to
100%.
get it done, because you don't have a
Effective.
second chance.
You don't have a second chance.
Yeah,
Yes.
like sometimes you get used just to roll and be, kind of playful.
Yeah.
But you need, I think that's one of the changes that needs to be, especially close to competition.
Yeah.
I think we need to be put almost like in a tournament environment.
100%.
Just two guys,
Sure.
put the timer and give it all.
Yes.
Just to get used to the intensity, and
sure.
I cannot make a mistake, and I need to,
For sure.
set my goals and get
sure.
it done.
For sure.
And I think I didn't have that on the first match. I didn't have that in my mindset. I was a little bit,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
On the second one, I was not playing around. I said, I will
Yes.
finish this guy with a leg lock.
And this guy was tough, huh?
The second one,
Yeah.
he was strong. He knew leg locks.
Yeah, he knew
so
leg locks.
when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
pulled guard, and then that's the reason I was not trying to
Yeah.
pass too much, because I saw he knew what he was doing.
Sure.
I'm good at avoiding leg locks, but I'm not that good. If you get me in a deep entanglement, like, bro, I do this for fun.
Yes.
I'm 40,
Yeah, I'm just
43
gonna give
years
up.
old,
Yes.
man. I will
I
tap.
want my knees.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
mess with my
making money out of
knees.
this.
Yes, I got you.
So even though I know my escapes and everything, if you get me in a heel hook, bro, I'll probably tap.
Yeah.
So I was just looking for the right entry, but I was not getting, too deep into his guard,
Yes.
And then at some point I said, you know what, let me just pull guard and do what I do.
Sure.
Even though I've been training a lot of guard passing with Rayhan, he's an
Yeah.
amazing coach, but I've not been a great student of implementing it on the
Yes.
sparrings,
Yeah.
especially because I didn't train for the last like 2 months, because I was traveling for
Yeah.
maybe at least 1 month. I didn't train any jiu-jitsu
Yes.
because I was traveling for the events
Yes.
and all the meetings. So I just came to Bali. I had 1 or 2 days at the gym and tournament.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? So my coach said, Gustavo, do what you do. It's not time for you to try anything new.
Sure.
Just do what you do. But yeah, the second match, I went way more focused.
Yes.
Like, okay, I will do, I
Yeah.
knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
The first one I was too much like, let's see what happens. I was
Yes.
just,
Yeah.
and that didn't,
Yes.
didn't work. It was probably one of the most boring matches. Like,
Not really.
no, nothing much happened. He didn't pass my guard. I didn't get any entanglement. Nothing happened.
But like again.
And that was an eye poke. That was
Yeah.
probably the most exciting thing of the
Yes.
match.
No, but I mean, like, when you maybe because I watch it with the eye of like we need to win. It's like my heartbeat, because I know you need 1 second to catch him. I knew it. Like, so for me, that was my heartbeat was all the time. Like, it's like, okay, Alhamdulillah, good.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
he won because of that foot sweep.
Yes,
In the
yes.
beginning of the match,
Yes,
he
yes,
swept me.
100%.
Oh man, yeah. But it was fun though. It's so
Yes.
fun to compete.
100%.
Yeah,
But,
like
but it's not fun before, no? Like before you take the decision and you say, you know, I want to compete, you are like a little bit stressed. How do you feel?
I don't get too stressed
I
anymore.
like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
used
that.
to
Sure. Yeah.
get like nervous and get the butterflies and all that. This one I said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think because of the team and the thing,
Yes.
like I just it was
Yes.
such a good vibe,
That's true.
and it's just such a nice the community, the jiu-jitsu community is growing in Bali, and
Yeah.
it's such a cool community, like the Bali MMA guys,
Yes.
such cool guys as well. You guys, Soliman's Soma team, the guys from Woven are
Yes.
super cool. So it's just it's almost like we are
Family.
among friends.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun here, you know. So
Exactly.
that's kind of I took it.
Yeah.
It's I was not nervous at all. But yeah, the second guy um, that I competed against, I didn't know him. I'd never.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked like at Woven I think they had some leg lock seminars. They brought these guys from Poland. I forgot the name now, but they're one of the best in the world, the best in Europe. The guy, one of them I think was winner of ADCC Europeans. So I knew they were good with leg locks. And the first attempt, man, he was really good in escaping my inside heel hook. We rolled out of bounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, it was a good match. I need to post my highlights. That was. I need to get good at good like you in editing and posting. You know. Do you do it or you hire somebody?
I do partially, and I have somebody now with yeah, so it's like both.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to invest in this sometime.
Yeah.
Yes. It's work for my business. It's work for fighting. It's work for everything. So it's like.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's part
Maybe you
of
need to give me the contact
I
of
will.
your.
I will. Okay, coming back to Arab fighters. I see you enjoy Arab, like the Arab community, the things like that. Like, tell me more. Like, how do you setting up for the fights? All of this. Like, how do you see it from your eyes?
So obviously you know my story, especially with MMA. I started working with Brave.
Yeah.
I lived in Bahrain for I think four years and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
So
You look Arabic already.
I think I look a bit Arab.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I just came back from Lebanon and everybody came up speaking in Arabic.
For sure. If you pass as a Lebanese, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have an amazing connection with Arabs. Most of my friends are Arabs.
Yeah.
So as I said, lived in Bahrain for a long time, and yeah, it's just for me, it's really an honor for me to be working on something so special that gives opportunity to the Arab fighters to develop their careers in MMA. There are not that many promotions. Sure. I think now we are in a good place in the Arab MMA scene. There are so many promotions kind of popping out. That Waters does a good job. MEFC 971 when they do events. The last one was great. In Dubai as well. Brave when they do events in Bahrain, they're always beautiful events. And PFL MENA, we have this consistent season where we have the tournament format. So the fighters, as they progress, they have at least 3 fights in the year. And besides the professional fights or the tournament fights, we have the spots for showcase bouts, build talent, sometimes amateur fights. So, for me, it's, I loved the work I do. And that's like a dream job. There is nothing else I would be, rather doing. But it's the whole process. I don't even know what the question was, but I love the whole process from scouting. First the weight classes, thinking about the the fighters they already have, who are going to match up well against them, and then there are some big names, but what prospects coming up in the region that are ready for that level. Sure. Then there is a lot to think about. Building the brackets, thinking about the stories. Okay, if he beats this guy, then on the semifinal, he could potentially be. And I'm talking about storylines and brackets. Anybody who wins, there is always a story.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all the options
Yes.
already,
Yeah.
just to kind of brief my team.
Sure.
So it's not that it will happen whatever happens.
Yes.
So for example, when Omar fought Jarrah.
Yeah.
So if you consider, let's say, Alakra made it to the final, he was actually going to fight Badreddin Diane in the semifinal last year, and then Badreddin Diane got injured. So, anyways, Alakra making to the final. If Jarrah had won that fight, then the story would be the best fighter in Middle East history, which is what Jarrah is renowned and well known
Yeah,
for,
I get you.
fighting the best
Yeah.
prospect
Yeah.
coming up, duel of
Yeah.
how to say young
Yeah.
like and he's the
Yeah.
Jordanian lion,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah.
lion versus
Yeah,
the
the
young
new-
lion.
yes.
You can and that
Yes.
because that would be the story.
Yeah, but when the character change, you just change the story.
And then there was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think about all the scenarios
Yes.
and already kind of preparing my team, because then there are interviews to the fighters. What if you fight? Who do you want to or who do you think you're going to fight on the next round? Who do you prefer? So I kind of prepare them with all these
Sure.
kind of nuances of the brackets. So the whole, as I so to your question, how that process and what I think about it, it's so awesome to go deep into each fighter's story.
Sure.
And integrate.
Yeah.
But then at the end, it's all up to them.
100%.
So I just watch it as a fan how it unfolds.
Sure. But like being very, very honest, would you have from outside like a preference?
No preference.
No preference.
It's just
Whatever happens.
whatever happens.
Yes.
Anything can happen. This sport is crazy. Sometimes a fighter gets injured, and then we have an alternate who comes in 1 day notice,
And he wins.
and he shocks the world.
Yes.
Like Islam Youssef from Egypt.
Crazy, yes.
So I was told that he was thinking about stopping MMA.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
what I was told.
Yeah.
But he came in on that fight card. I had so many problems with bantamweights.
Yeah.
So he arrived in fight week already in the middle of the fight week. So he came to fight week with 4 days notice.
Wow.
Okay. He gets to the fight week. He's an alternate.
Yeah.
He was the replacement of the alternate.
Yeah.
Then somebody, Mehdi Sadi didn't make weight. I mean, he didn't even come to the weigh-ins. He was out. He got the spot with 1 day notice.
Yeah.
He went there and landed a flying knee that became a flying kick because the opponent was kind of running.
Yeah.
It was one of the most incredible kills I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like a flying knee to flying kick KO
Yeah.
against a tough kid.
Yeah.
The kid he knocked out in the first round is a fighter from Iran that trains with Mohsen.
Yeah.
Very good in striking, very good in grappling.
Yes.
5-0, like undefeated.
Yeah.
So he shocked the Arab MMA scene. Then on the second round, he beat Xavier Alawi,
Which is really good.
veteran,
Yes.
who is a UAE Warriors champion and trains under Firas Zahabi. Imagine, GSP's gym, like a veteran, a very good fighter. So Islam Youssef, that was not a story. It was just, came out of nowhere.
Yes.
And so there are
But can I say
so
something?
many cool things. Tell me.
Like, you give me now goosebumps with that story, but I just listen it now for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really like, if take my feedback, I would say, I think you guys need to come up with those stories more, because this story right now, you really,
Mm-hmm.
you give me goosebumps. Really, for honestly, I feel wow. And I think if somebody, like, if they imagine, like, you guys hire somebody just to collect more things, because maybe this guy, his mom was like needing some money, and with this money of the money he win, he did this or something. I think those stories we should be more highlighted. What do you think?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think the last event we did a good job in storytelling, but we can always get better.
I think so. Yes.
And there is just so much stuff, and that's something that is actually part of one thing about what we do is we're always trying to improve. We always we are this was the second year,
And it was much better than the first.
Yeah, so I think there was an improvement in fights, with social media, with so many things we did. Then the next year we come up with trying to get even better. So I think that's as a company, that's the culture. We always looking after the event, feedback, what can we do better, and try to improve.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for sure, storytelling is never
Yes.
enough. Like you always
Storytelling and
is
story
the
digging.
most.
You know, you need I
Yeah.
think to dig more to ask these guys because sometimes, as I'm saying, like I forget something, and then when people ask me, it's like, wow, actually,
Yeah.
yes, I'm fighting now for my daughter for what you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he's like, okay, cool, you know,
Yeah.
and then that's what like really sells.
Yeah, no, but thanks for the feedback. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, this is this is an area that I'm passionate about.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, everyone,
yeah,
everyone.
So
Now actually you make me love Islam now, really, really.
Yeah.
Now I build something to the guy, but just telling the
Yeah.
story, you know, like how he comes and
yeah,
everything.
yeah, he's awesome. But
Yes.
yeah, what a way to finish though. You see, like this sport is so crazy.
Yes.
It's like the highest of the highs, the
Yeah.
lowest of the lows.
Yes.
Then he had this incredible, unexpected. Nobody saw it coming. A guy
Yes.
came from Egypt. Nobody knew him.
Yes.
Shocked with that KO. On one day notice, get the chance. Next phase, beats a legend, a guy that like
Yeah.
a champion in the region and all that. And then at the end,
Yeah.
Nauras just
Yes. That was just too experienced.
It's
too,
just-
too
yeah.
experienced.
yeah. When he got that guillotine, when he got the
You see how I adjusted first?
Yeah,
He
so-
adjusted his hand before jumping.
yeah,
Yes.
so he had the arming guillotine,
Yes,
like
yes.
from the front headlock. Once he changed to the high elbow guillotine,
Yes.
and then when he started to jump, I said over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's good at that.
Yes.
Yeah, once he jumped, I said, oh, that's over.
Khalas, that's
Halas.
done. Khalas.
Yeah, that high elbow guillotine.
And Islam
is-
didn't tap. He's just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. Islam.
What a
Yeah, the
badass.
badass. Man.
What a badass.
Really, what a man. Like you can see, from who else, to be honest, impressed me? I cornered him. What is his name? Basit, Ahmed Abdel Basit. When
Oh,
he
yeah.
fought- Yes,
Yeah.
man. The guy is.
He's a gangster.
He's a gangster.
He's a
He's a
gangster.
gangster. Because I was holding pat for him before. I cornered him, and then I was like, brother, we need to work on what we're good at. We're gonna wrestle, And then he was like, okay, we're gonna wrestle. And then in the middle, I saw him. Fuck that! I'm gonna swing.
Bro,
Yes.
that fight against Presiden,
Yes.
he didn't because he only fought like in smaller promotions before,
Yes.
like a more regional,
Yes.
and he never had a really super high level fight, let's
Sure.
say. But I remember when he reached out to me, and he said, Gustavo, these guys are not on my level. I am ready for PFL MENA.
Yes.
And the way he was so confident, I said, you know what, I will give him a shot.
You know what? I was about to tell you that. Like when I was surprised because look, man, I'm Egyptian. I know where everyone comes from. I know exactly where they come. Like you from Brazil, you know exactly where this guy is from. So I know where everyone comes from. And this guy have shocked me with his confidence.
Yeah.
Like even in the Yusri, I know what? I've been wrestling for my life, and I'm now ready to show the world. So I was like, okay, cool, let's go.
That's exactly the
Yes.
way he spoke to
Yes.
me. And then and then I asked him, why don't you fight more often? Why you don't get more fights in the other promotions?
Yes.
He said, it's too easy for me. I'm on a different level.
Yes.
So holy shit. And this guy, he's got a plan.
Yes,
he knows
has a
what he's.
plan. He has
I
a
said, you
plan.
know what? Let's see it.
Yes. And he contacted me after the fight for like I think he said like for a few months he couldn't sleep. He was like, it's like he was not proud of himself. Not all the opposite. Like he was blaming himself. I
Yeah.
should have pushed it. And this is a champion mindset.
Yeah.
Like this is a person that like okay, this guy if he just work on some stuff like he can go far.
No,
And he just fought now in Lebanon.
in Lebanon, yes. I
Yes.
was there watching.
Yeah. Really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he dominated the fight.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
And
a
against a very experienced fighter.
experienced guy.
Yeah.
The only thing I would, and I told him after the fight,
Yeah.
I think like he was so dominant with his wrestling, and maybe he could look for the finish,
Okay.
but I think he was just kind of playing safe and make
yes.
sure. And I don't know if he had a good cut,
Yeah.
because he was fighting on 75 kg,
Yeah, lower,
lower
So-
than
so-
what
yeah.
he fought in PFL MENA. So I don't know if that also
Affected, yes.
affected, but yeah, another dominant win, and his fight against Presiden, his stocks just went up after that fight
For sure.
because nobody knew him,
Yeah.
and then he went there and he went head to head against one of the best in the region,
Yeah.
and it was really amazing. So
He's just one of the guys like I'm trying to get him here, Like he's one of the people like I was like, you know what, you need just a better training partner, better training camp. You need to work on his striking a little bit. He's like solo and he have some kids back home and stuff like, and he train with them and then even traveling for him like now before his last fight like he told me I have to do something with the military, and it's a lot of stress. You just
Yeah.
have a fight in 1 week, and you don't know if you're gonna show up or no.
Yeah.
So just by coming to a camp, but those people doesn't understand. You remove all this kind of stress, and you get a better quality of training, and then you show up as a international fighter. You're not
Yeah.
anymore like,
Yeah.
you know.
He went to the fight when he sent me he sent to our team the
Yeah.
list of corners.
It was
His wife.
Yes. yes.
So like he didn't have like a coach.
No,
it was his
nothing.
wife.
Yes,
went to corner.
Yes.
And then
That's why he called me. And like 2 days ago, please, can you call me? I was like, okay, for sure,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Let's go.
so yeah, that's. I
And
would love
sorry,
it.
and by the way, I don't like to call anyone I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he, in the way he approached me, in the confidence, he's like, okay, I want to witness this guy. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if all the fighters come to this region, that's amazing for me. Like
Sure.
because actually, that's a lot of people ask that if I shouldn't be living in the Middle East because of the job.
Yeah.
But one thing that my boss says is, so many fighters are in this time zone. They are either in Phuket or Bali. So I need to be close to the fighters because that's who I'm speaking to on a daily basis
Sure.
for on preparation to the
Sure.
to the events. So obviously we have fighters in the US and in Europe. It's impossible, but
Yeah.
we have so many in training here in Asia, which is for me is great.
Yeah.
So the more fighters come to this area is, and it's cool that when I go there to the gym and I don't go that often, but when I go and can see them training and see that
Yeah.
how they're doing it, that's cool as well.
Yeah. Fighters in general like have very special personalities, I think can be challenging to deal with them all the time. How do you find it? Like I would say, especially like good fighters, sometimes they think, including myself, sometimes we think like the world is around us. We have to be a little bit egoistic, selfish, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then that's, I think, like I see it with my other fight, like when my friends fight, and sometimes like, you know what, just give me a break.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to
just give me a break.
take a little
really.
break, then you speak with them the next day.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for you now that you are receiving them and you need kind of to accommodate them and you need to just manage them, and everyone now you need to please or not to please, I mean like to manage it, how do you find that challenging?
I think I just got used to this. Obviously, each fighter has their personalities. Obviously, they have most fighters. They have managers as well.
Sure.
So, depending on the topic, I go through the manager.
Yeah.
But then some fighters they have managers, but they prefer just to handle things themselves, and
Sure.
I speak with them directly. But yeah, there are different personalities. But then I think we in this job you kind of become a bit of a psychologist.
Yes,
like I
100%.
I understand the
100%.
personalities,
Sure.
and then need to be professional. But actually I'm very close and I have a good relationship with all the fighters.
No, I really see.
Like I treat all of them the same,
Yeah.
and if you see me talking to them during fight week, I really truly wish them all the best. Like, how was your training camp? Great, cannot wait.
Yeah.
So I don't have preference. I'm neutral. I literally hope that they can perform and show their skills, make them best men that night win.
Sure.
But I have very good relationship with all the fighters.
Okay.
So it's I never had any issue.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm very happy about.
But if one thing you wish fighter would know, what would be that? Or would understand from your perspective? Like they have a misunderstanding about something and you wish if these guys understand it, it will make everything easier.
No, I think I cannot come up with something at the moment, but I have a good relationship with all of them. Sometimes like a fighter will text me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then let's say I don't answer, he sends the interrogation kind of
Yes.
point. I'm like,
Man.
I'm human as well. It's
Yes,
weekend. I need to rest.
I need to rest. Yes. They don't get that.
It's like sometimes they forget that
Yes.
I'm not available
Yes.
24 hours, even though most of the time I am.
Yeah.
Like all of them, they text me on Instagram and react and like I'm very available to all of them. Maybe a couple of situations they're like, "Hey, you're not going to reply." I said, "Relax."
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I'm Sunday.
Yes.
I'm resting
I'm
tomorrow.
resting.
But one of the parts of the job is I go like I have WhatsApp on my laptop, so it's like a messenger to me.
Sure.
So it's like a work tool.
Sure.
So I go to I filter unread messages. So by end of the day, I need to answer everyone.
Sure.
So I try to keep up to date every day, finish answering all the questions.
Okay.
All the fighters, all the managers.
Yes.
So that's part of the job. Every day I need to clean up my WhatsApp, my unread messages.
Okay. It's overwhelming. I can like imagine you get a lot of messages, no?
Sometimes
Yes.
it is.
It is, yeah.
Because it's not only, people that, fighters signed with PFL or managers, my teammates, that's part of the job. But then sometimes my WhatsApp is shared externally.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then there are people that I don't even know
Yeah.
reaching out, sending apologies, and
Yeah.
so sometimes it gets.
Actually, that was my next question.
There
because it's like,
there are a lot. There is a lot of
personally,
spam as
no,
well.
no, because me personally, like people know that I know you. So I have received thousand messages of people like, can you tell Gustavo about me? And I said, no, man, you're gonna like you're, I don't know, like whatever you do, gonna show itself by itself. Unless he's somebody like I really see that he just maybe he need your attention. It's not like I need to push him. It's just I need to grab your attention for somebody. I will maybe pass it.
Yeah.
But like I can guess you're getting a lot of DMs, a lot of messages, a lot of stuff like that. Like, and this is one of the things I want to ask you. Like, what do you want to tell to those people? Like, how they should show. Like, how would you know about them better?
Right. So, if they are fighting in these events like UE Warriors, these regional events, Brave, I'm watching them.
Sure.
I'm very up to date. If I don't watch the event, I go back to the
highlights.
to the highlights. I look at the fight card, see what the one important thing. I'm signing Arabs. It's a PFL, Middle East and North Africa.
Iranian
So-
comes to you and other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Iran is part of PFL MENA.
Really?
Yeah, more sense from Iran.
True.
However,
Yeah.
so many Russian fighters and Ukrainians and Europeans texting me,
Okay.
guys, wish you all the best in your career. But my PFL MENA, we sign only Arabs.
Sure.
So that's the first thing. But yeah, if they're fighting the Arabs, they're fighting the regional organizations. I know about them.
Yeah.
It's just obviously sometimes there are so many other fighters I would like to sign, but I have limitation. I have 4 events. I have the tournament, the weight class, so I cannot sign everyone.
Yeah.
And the beauty of I think of the amazing part of Arab MMA scene now, there are so many other options. So you keep doing your thing. At some point when I see an opportunity,
sure.
I will reach out.
Yeah.
But obviously, they should shoot their shot as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay. They can DM me.
It's you are the best.
They can
Yes,
DM. They can try to call my attention. They can tag me on stuff.
Sure.
Like they have an amazing KO. Hey, maybe I missed it and I will see in a couple of days.
It's true.
They want to tag.
Yeah.
That's all fair play.
So keep hustling.
Keep hustling, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, there is one fighter now that now he's even more on my radar, but I know him for some time. The Egyptian, actually, I forgot his name now. Anyways, born in Ireland, his parents are Egyptian.
Yes.
And I know about him. And then I saw him fighting on UE Warriors, Lebanon.
Yeah.
Such a good personality,
Yeah.
very good fighter. So, but there are so many fighters that they've been DMing or texting or tagging me on stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's all fair play. They should be hustling.
Sure.
Sometimes, yes, I get overwhelmed. I'm not going to reply everyone, but I literally try. Sometimes I go back, and then obviously there are, they should also. It's important that they think about where they are. Sometimes like a fighter who is on a 3-fight losing streak is texting, "Hey, I want to be on PFL." Like,
Sure.
think about where you are in your career. Do you really think you're ready?
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to do
Sure.
your work
Yeah.
to be on a place where you should be looking for that opportunity. So, so in those cases,
Yeah.
But yeah, I had some good conversations with fighters like that. They text me and they say, "Hey man, my dream is to fight in PFL MENA." I said, "Hey, I'm watching you, very good. You did well in your last fight. Keep working, and we're gonna be in touch." So I like to have this direct connection with them.
So to summarize it, you are looking at fights in Brave. UAE Warriors, MEFC. Where else? Let's talk about the region now.
So,
971.
sometimes there are very good Arab fighters in European promotions as well.
Okay.
Great example, Salah Eddin Hamli,
Yeah.
who is our lightweight champion now.
Yes.
He was in the Spanish MMA scene, but yeah, he's born in Morocco.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, obviously I'm watching the MMA worldwide. Not every time I will be able to identify all the Arab fighters. So that's when the manager, he does a great work of reaching out, introducing, hey, I have this Arab fighter in this European promotion.
Yeah.
Sometimes Aries FC.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know if a fighter is French or he's from Algeria or Tunisia, for example.
Yes.
So sometimes that's when the manager, his importance comes up when he reaches out. He describes my fighter is maybe he's born in France, but his parents are Arabs, and in that case we also let them compete in PFL MENA.
Yeah.
So having a good manager also helps
Yeah.
with the career, because they know when to reach out, and how to get my attention and to bring the full story.
Yes.
So a good manager is, I'm not telling that the fighter needs to have a manager, but a manager, when he does a good job, it adds a lot of value.
Very good. But I will give you now a difficult example. So, for example, like me personally, I haven't started my career in Egypt. I started here in Bali, and I speak languages. It's for me easy to reach out to people. So I haven't found it difficult to, to reach out and to find fights and stuff like that. But when I went, like now in my vacation, I started to go to Egypt, and I started to train in different gyms. For example, I trained in the gym of Islam Siyaha and stuff like that. And look what happened. I just met few guys nobody knows about them. They were really good, really good. But then I was like, brother, what's your topology like? No, I haven't idea. I will do my first amateur fight in this and that. I said, are you sure? He said yes. And I was like, what I start to understand, it's not an easy process in Egypt. Because there is a lot of politics. Because gyms, they make their own show, and they don't want to give on their fighters, and they need to make money. They make them pay for those things. So for them, it's like they are losing business when they start to promote them to big organizations, as you said. So there are a lot of wasted talents, I'm giving you a difficult topic, but for you to have a bigger, understanding and a bigger picture. And for me, I felt bad, and some of them, as much as I can, I try to say, hey, listen. If you can find half of the ticket, I can cover the rest and come and train here, because I can see this person, I can make 2-3 champions. It's a big talent. One of them is really good. But he doesn't have fights. I think I saw him now fighting an amateur fight or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think he will waste 2-3 years.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics.
Yes.
But I mean, Egypt, it's one of the best fighters to work with are the Egyptians. There are so much talent.
Sure.
But I don't know the specifics. I know that there is a lot of fighters, but if there are quite a few shows. So there was Kadia, there is this Nightmare.
Yes.
AUFC,
yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
There are quite a few shows. So yeah, but internal issues I'm not aware of.
Sure.
But I know quite a good amount of managers and gyms in Egypt. So I hope I get all the information about all the talent coming up. Obviously, an athlete never had a fight, then he's not ready, right? He needs to build up on the regional scene. But Islam Siahi, I know him.
Sure.
Even Islam Youssef, who told me about him was Islam Reda.
Yeah, exactly.
So Islam Reda said, hey man,
I have this guy.
I have this guy. He's my training partner. He's ready to go. And then I have a database with 300, now it's probably 350, 400 fighters from the Middle East.
Sure.
So all the information about them.
Yeah.
So every time somebody sends me a message, there is this fighter, I add to the database.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, that is something that calls my attention. Islam
Yeah.
Weather's training partner. That
Yeah.
means something.
There's something, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put like a remark on him.
Yeah.
So like when we had an injury, I need to look for a bantamweight. Okay, let's see who is ready to go. Islam Red as training partner. I know this kid will come and he's well prepared.
Yes.
So yeah. So you know I have in my database I have a lot of Egyptian fighters. It's a pity I cannot give opportunity for all of them, but there are a lot of good fighters.
Yeah. But I think one of the like maybe very future plan or whatever you can maybe think something to consider is like something like road to PFL MENA. You know, something like with a more because I'm sure this will be the same in Algeria, this will be the same in this and that. And I met few managers, and I think I'm being honest, I don't give a shit about anyone. Like they are not the nicest people. Like they are work for their own benefits. So it's like they don't do their job like promoting the right people. They do their job who gonna I don't know like they can whatever control or whatever, you know. So I think having something like that just in the plan or consideration that can cut like the like or give more opportunities to people that they need to shine, you know.
Yeah. If I could, we are now second year.
Sure.
Something that I think it would be very cool is if we could do more events on the tournament structure that we have now. We have 4 events because we have 2 events that are the quarterfinals, and then 1 event semifinal and final. But definitely a sort of like a road to PFL MENA. That's something that would be really cool. Maybe partnering with regional promotions.
Exactly.
But
that you can have more eyes on, you know, and you can just have a little. You definitely cannot eliminate it 100%, but as biggest percentage you can. I think it's like it's gonna serve the organization at the end.
Yeah.
You know.
But one thing that I do is, like, I highlight the fighters that are interesting, right?
Sure.
And then, in the Middle East, sometimes a little messy. I get the same profile from 3 different managers, for example, and a coach. And sometimes I reach out that if I'm interested in that fighter, and then there is an opportunity, I reach out to him. Who manages you?
Yeah.
Or do you have a manager?
Yeah.
And he said, no. Okay, then I deal with him directly.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I...
Wallahi, I'm proud of you.
Huh?
Wallahi, honestly, I appreciate what you do.
Because
No,
it's...
really.
Yeah, it needs to be like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure.
I don't have any preference to work with this or that. So many times I go directly to the fighter. Hey man, how are you doing? How's training? Hey, I may have an opportunity for you, but I received your profile from different managers. Who is managing you? And then sometimes he said, no, I don't have a manager. Okay. Give me a WhatsApp. Let's talk directly. Okay. Or he says, oh no, this is my manager. Or happens also, a manager contact me, hey, about a fighter. I said, yes, I am interested, but I also received him from another profile. So please tell him to send me an email to tell Mr. Gustavo, I'd like to clarify that my manager is this guy.
Yes.
You know, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So it's up to the fighter. But for me, it's like our relationship is with the fighter, not with the manager. So that happens a lot. Like, so have this. I need to get a confirmation from him.
Okay.
The scouting is is the most challenging, but also fun part.
Yes, true.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. Basically now, now that the season 2025 finished, so we have until mid of January to finalize the roster for the next year. So that's the fun part.
So what is going to be the next year, like the show going to start, like the tournament?
I don't have the date confirmed yet, but usually it's after Ramadan.
Okay.
So if we think about the other 2 seasons, the first show was 1 month after Ramadan.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be end of April or sometime in May, the first show.
And next year gonna be the same weight classes, everything.
That's in the works.
Yeah. You need to see some heavyweight.
But are you a heavyweight or light
I
heavyweight?
can do both. I can do both.
What's your weight now?
Now I'm 110, so I'm heavyweight. I'm a pure heavyweight.
You look big at that
big,
tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm very comfortable in the heavyweight because I'm fast. So it's like
Holy shit! Your takedowns. You looked fast.
Yeah, I'm fast. I'm really fast.
Yeah.
Like when I'm much more comfortable in the heavyweight, to be honest.
By the way,
Yeah.
congrats, you guys won. God bless you guys. But you guys were a little bit overweight.
Yes. We're weight. Yeah, that's true.
But okay, so heavyweight. Yeah, a lot of people text me about the heavyweight division. The thing is, most of Arabs, the average size is around, I think, between featherweight and welterweight.
Okay.
Most, right? So I don't think we have like 8. We don't have like a deep pool of options
Yes.
to build a division, and also there is the continuity
Yeah.
part of it,
Yeah.
and also the synchronization with other regions as well.
Yes. Heavyweight in the whole world is not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. In general,
So,
yes, I know.
but I'm thinking like maybe some showcase bouts I can bring a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
So that's always in my plan. Rio, my friend from Iraq, he has this heavyweight from Iraq. Gustavo, he's awesome, and the guy's pretty good. I met him in Lebanon
Ahmed?
now. I forgot his name. Wait a second. Let's see. What is his name?
Because Rio manage people, no?
He does.
Yes. So I think Rubai, Ahmed Rubai.
Okay. He sent me. Oh my. Yeah. He sent me like 4 or 5 guys here. Mohammed Sabar, just the heavyweight MEFC champ.
Yes, Ahmed Rubai.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter, really good fighter.
So let's see. Let's see. Like I don't have. We don't have the division yet, but
Yes.
let's see in the future we can do some showcase. PFL Africa we have.
Heavyweights, yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, like for PFL MENA, give us something special for the Africa Live podcast. Like tell us like one of the secrets now. Like who you're gonna have on
Next year.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I can break any news.
Just one at least. Give something. By the way, are you gonna do a fight with Akra and Omar then?
Oh my God! Who knows? I think.
Who knows you? Who knows you?
Yeah, no. I think at some point it should happen.
Yeah, for
because of it's such an interesting story.
Yeah.
Obviously, they are 1-1, so it's a trilogy. It's a great story, right?
Yeah.
But does it need to be now?
Yeah. There is no urgency for it.
There is no urgency. I think Omar, he's already on the PFL Global.
Yeah. I mean, now
he's-
Akra
he's-
won it. I don't think Omar won it. It's like so.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think at some point it should happen.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great fight for to closure of this chapter
Yeah.
in Arab MMA. But yeah, it's to be honest with you, and I'm being very honest.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about the fight. They are already texting me like, "Hey, what is next for me?" I said, "You just won your title."
Who, Akra?
A bunch of them.
A bunch of them, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I tell them, you just won the title. You won $100,000.
Yeah. Enjoy
Chill
them.
out.
Have some,
Enjoy.
Yeah, go enjoy.
We
yeah.
talk again in January.
Yes.
Give me rest.
Yes.
I was in a friendly way.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
but
I'm not
fighter
even
is-
thinking
yes,
about that.
You're not even okay.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
But like let's take it more in a general way. Like you're gonna have new names.
Definitely.
Yes.
I think it's important. Yeah. So you asked me for something new. We always aim to refresh the roster. Get some new names, some big names, some good prospects that nobody maybe even noticed them.
Yeah.
They have their chance, and to keep it interesting, right? At the end of the day, we always need to keep it interesting. So if you think about the first season, I think the second season we were able to get a very good roster, and it's always kind of a good pressure. How do we make it even better the next year?
Yeah.
So
What was the views last year?
in terms of a viewership,
Yeah, viewership.
I don't have like a specific numbers,
Yeah.
but it was. I think it's being really good.
Like I mean, like people in the Arab world are watching.
Yeah,
They are watching.
and I think even if you talk to people, like when I went to Lebanon and talking to the fans, like I'm walking around, and everyone says that they're watching PFL MENA, they are enjoying the product, they're enjoying, to watch the fights and the stories. So my perception, and based on the numbers that we have, social media engagement and viewership and etc., it's the Arab fans are enjoying it. And when we speak with people that are involved in MMA, like MMA coaches from Bahrain, my friends like Hamza Koheji, who is a fighter, and I speak with them and I ask like the honest opinion. So, are you watching? Do you enjoy? I think every something about PFL MENA is, I think Hamza was telling me that he enjoys to watch us watch PFL MENA even more maybe than a regular UFC event, because he knows the
Definitely.
fighters,
Yeah, for
he knows
sure.
their stories. There is some
Sure.
some connection. He
For
wants
sure.
to see how he's gonna
For sure.
make do it. Obviously, when
For sure.
so there is a kind of an identity,
Yeah.
something that captures their attention, and they become a fan.
Like I think, first of all, like you need to think like that from a fan. Like they say, nobody cares about you. Everybody cares about themselves. Okay, so they need to see themselves in you. So, for example, me as an African lion, I am, for example, representing the normal Arabic man. So I'm not so fit. I don't have six packs and stuff, but I go there and I beat people. So this makes so many people connect with that, and they are my fans because of this reason.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like you need to find who are your fan base, and the more they feel closer to you, the more they're gonna watch you and stuff. So now I think many fighters, they watch the Arab fighters. They don't want to hear any English name or somebody who speaks English or something. They want people who speaks Arabic.
Yeah.
So you are covering a lot of the Arabic area.
Yeah, yeah. So thankfully, I think it's going really well. The fights are delivering. All the fighters are amazing. Obviously, it's there needs to be a winner and a loser, but I think everybody that we get on board, they come, they do their best, and yeah, I'm super happy with the result, with the product. There's always room for improvement, but we are here. We have the opportunity to next year to take it to an even higher level. So now you're all enjoying a little bit of rest, but then in January after New Year's, you're back at it, and definitely we're going to work on building another roster. There needs to be some new faces, like I said, to keep it interesting. But I'm sure that it's going to be another great season.
Good. Let's ask you something more sensitive. Now let's talk competition. So now I see, because I talk with some Arab fighters and they say our goal is to fight in the UFC. And they know that like once they go to the PFL, now like PFL, like UFC doesn't like to take fighters from PFL. What do you think about that?
I think that there are quite a few fighters from PFL that went to UFC, right? And vice versa. I think, to be honest, I don't even think about that. Obviously, UFC is such a huge brand. Has been around for such a long time, very successful. I'm a fan, obviously.
Definitely.
I watch all the events as well, so I'm just one of them. I can understand that that they have their dream. However, I see things changing as well.
Yes.
Because like when they see fighters that started in PFL MENA, a good case is Dakota. She started in PFL Europe. She won regionally. Then she went global. She won, the global tournament. So it's a more kind of step by step.
Yeah.
And there are actually, surprisingly, a lot of fighters that they are very happy with the system that we have.
Yeah.
Or I can understand each fighter has their own opinion, but the what I've seen a lot is that it's changing. They are not
Yes.
they and that's the personal maybe feedback that I'm getting.
Sure.
Some fighters are not seeing UFC as the only option they have.
Yes.
Now they actually have
More options.
more options, and they can also have a great career if obviously if they do well and they do their homework and they're able to rise to the top. They can also have a very successful career in other promotion as well.
Sure.
It's important to have options, right?
Yes.
So we have Usman Nurmagomedov, we have Paul Hughes, we have so many
Yeah.
stars formed in PFL. So I mean, Dakota is another example.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see, the Arabs that are becoming
Sure.
champions and see how they're going to do on the global level, like Omar. Fortunately, he won the first fight, he lost the second,
Yeah.
but
But he performed very well.
he performed
Yeah,
really
yeah,
well.
yeah,
It was
exactly.
it was a back and forth
Yeah,
fight.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I think it's I think it depends on now it's we've been around for less time, and things are starting. What I've seen is that the fighters are starting to see that, okay, before a few years ago, UFC was my own a dream and the only option. Now they see that PFL is also a very good option to build a career.
Yes. And like as a company now, as a brand, you guys like definitely have the ultimate goal to pass the UFC one day.
Look, I don't even like to speak on behalf of the company
Yes.
globally, like
Yeah.
more PFL MENA.
Sure.
That is like my role, but I don't think that's not the way I think they think about. We are doing our own thing,
Okay.
and it's different.
Yeah. So it's not a race.
It's not a race. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's like I said, there is space for everyone. It's one of the biggest sports in the world.
Yeah.
It's I think in terms of fan base, is the third biggest sport in the world. I think
Really?
after football and basketball.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
MMA is one of the most global sports.
Okay.
So there is space for, and it's important to have more options.
Sure.
So many other events out there. Octagon doing
Yeah.
great in Europe, doing
Yeah.
incredible
Yeah.
events. So it's important to have more events.
Definitely.
So I don't think it's a competition. We're doing different things.
Yeah.
Obviously, they are so successful. They've been doing
Yeah.
this for such a long time. They paved the way for the
Yeah.
other promotions.
Sure, sure,
So it's
sure.
very important what they did.
100%.
I'm talking about the UFC. But we are doing something different. We have our regional tournaments that give opportunity to scout
Sure.
and work with the regional federations,
Yes.
and get maybe sometimes give an opportunity to an amateur fighter, and to get the opportunity as well. So we're doing something different,
Yeah.
and I think that's great for the fighters. We have more options for them.
Oh, okay. Gustavo, we really enjoyed the conversation today and enjoying having you here. And thank you for sharing all what you have shared. I think that was very useful. And for the people I think watching, I think you should have like watch this carefully, analyze it, and whatever we spoke about, I think it can help you to not waste so much time.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me, and congrats on everything you're doing. I mean,
Thank
you're
you.
a successful
Thank you.
restaurant, all your content as a fighter as well.
Thank
You're wearing so many hats and doing so many things. So congrats on
Thank
that,
you, thank
and a
you.
pleasure to be here with
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much.